Hello fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to the Carbon 65 channel. Today we start out with a cold start before we take this out for a test drive. Had a little fixes to do, but we'll talk about that in the car and we'll see how things turn out. So for now, it's time for a cold start. Hello fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to the Carbon 65 channel. Today is Friday. Oh yeah! Cut the grass already, trimmed everything, so I'm good to go. Want to take out a little test drive today on the Carbon 65, the 2018 C7 Z06. If you've seen some of the previous videos I did over the last 2, 3, 4 days, ran into an issue with an error code. Start out with the stability link for the rear axle needing service. Thought, okay, what's involved in that? So after looking around, they said, well, could be anything from a battery that's low or not holding a good charge when your dash goes off on certain things. I thought, okay, well, that's possible. I might have the original battery. It's 7 years old, so that's a possibility. But anyways, I thought, okay, well, I don't think that was it. I charged it up and everything, and nothing seemed to change there. And then I noticed on the last test drive I took, I heard some backfires and things like that. Not the verbals, which we like those, but this was actually like backfires. And I thought, okay, that don't sound right. And I noticed a little bit of shaking too, like the engine, whatever. And I thought, wow, that's kind of weird. It's definitely misfire. So I put my code scanner on, and turns out that I found a P0300, P0300, and found others that have this issue. So basically what it is on my scanner it said misfire cylinder 2. But it could be any of the cylinders, quite honestly. So typical me, back to researching, because I research crap on everything. So I started looking up, okay, self, what causes a P0300 issue? So there's a lot of things in there. They range from the coils themselves to the wires, the plug wires, to the plugs. Could be even a gap in the system with a mass airflow sensor or something like that come off or loosen. Could be your filter and the airflow for your cold air intake, or if you've got stock airbox, and a few other things in there. So I thought, I have a cold air intake, mass airflow sensor, but all that stuff pretty much checked out. So as I'm doing my research, I found a video from Justin on Horsepower Obsessed, HPO, on a ZR1. He's got a 2019 ZR1 that ran into the same issue. So if you follow him, you can find it in there. If you just look up P0300, you'll probably find it. But he said the same thing. He says a lot of guys did the coils, the wires, but nothing fixed it. So so he says it's the spark plugs. So I said, okie dokie, Smokey, that seems to be the least expensive of all the issues, so let's try that. So I did. I ordered a set of the NGK's LTR7IXs, which are of the iridiums. They run one step cooler than the stocks, which I had the AC Delco 41-148s on here, which for all I know, I have 34,500 miles on the car. Those were probably the original plugs. So I noticed that others had this problem as low as like 2,000 to 5,000 miles. So I thought, okay, well, maybe we're onto something. So I ordered the plugs, and I also ordered the AC Delco axle grease for the rear axle because of the stable track warning I got as well. I figured, well, while I'm doing everything, might as well do that too, right? That's probably the original. So I changed out the plugs, which I don't know how many of you are DIYers and you do things yourself, but I decided to tackle this one. I do most of the work on the Vet. I got a set of quick jacks and tools, so I'm kind of dangerous. I'll try anything. Don't care how much the car costs, I'll try it. So it's not that changing the plugs are hard, but it is. But it's so freaking tight in there. If you've ever done that, you know the back of your hands hurt like crazy from all the twisting and everything you ended up doing. So I went ahead and I got that all done. A couple of tools you might need to make that job a little easier. For example, a 16 millimeter magnetic spark plug socket. That is a lifesaver. I also had a magnet that extends out that I had to pick up the spark plug when I dropped it a few times. So cylinder 7 and 8 on the opposite sides, closest ones to the inside firewall towards the driver and passenger. Those are kind of a real pain to get to. But quite honestly, they're all pretty tight. Anyways, long story short, over about a 2-day period, I gave up. I got everything done. Gapped the plugs at 0.03 and got everything in there, put it all back together. Then I did the stable, the oil and the axle, and so this is the first test drive I'm taking. Now right away I noticed I'm in sport mode right now. I haven't noticed the air. I haven't noticed anything as far as the backfiring or the exhaust sounding a little different. So I'm going to put this puppy in manual mode and we're going to go test her out and give you a chance to listen if you haven't heard on other ones that I've done. My AWE exhaust. I have the X-Pipe, which basically is no longer being sold thanks to the EPA crackdown back in the Biden days. So those are harder to find now. So I have one of those. And then I also have the AWE Touring axle back end with the diamond tips. They're 4.5 inch. That goes with the car very well. They're kind of massive on there, but as you heard in the cold start. So to me, one of the best sounding exhausts you can get for the money. For some guys, about the only downfall is they don't have the extensions for the valves. So therefore you're going to be in like sport mode all the time, right? You can't change your dial down to eco or touring and have it get quiet. It's going to be the same sound all the time. For me personally, I like pissing off my neighbors, so there you go with the cold starts. But it honestly isn't too bad, but it is a little louder than your stock exhaust. But anyways, so this is the first test drive. So like I said, we're going to see. So far so good. Hopefully I got the problem resolved, which I got a feeling that I should be okay based on what I found in my research. A lot of guys, like I said, they changed the coil, changed the wires, still didn't get the result. They took it to the dealer, and not until they checked on the plugs did they get the problem to go away. So I was able to get the error code pretty much in the first 5 to 10 seconds I started the car. So just the fact I've already put on a few miles on it, that's pretty good. But we'll see. You never know. But hopefully we're all good to go. So what I'll do here is I'm going to put this now in manual mode. There we go. And downshift, there we go. I'm going to keep quiet and let you listen to the sound of the AWE exhaust. This sounds great. also turned on the data recording too. I think I'll go back and look between the, I have the Akaso EK7000, so that's what I'm recording with up towards the dash with the windshield mount and all the attachments to make it kind of in the direction you see, which I don't think you see the heads up like I do. I don't think that shows up on the camera, but I'm also going to compare with the PDR and seeing the sounds and maybe mix these together. I use DaVinci Resolve to edit the films and all that stuff, so I might do a little bit of combo between the two to see how it goes. There's the verbals, some of them. We're not really doing much here yet. We'll get there. It's always when I'm trying to do a recording and get to slow traffic. What the heck? We're doing 30 and a 45. Come on, man. Valentine 1 Gen 2 says it's all safe. It's my get out of jail free card. Until it's wrong. I'll have to pay attention to see if the gears shift better. How everything goes. So far so good. But I need to get to a little bit more open space in the roads of Mexico. Crack this puppy open a little bit and see how she feels. Funny, I come out this way to avoid all the traffic, but yet it's still here. School just started, so who knows, but the verbal, you definitely get more of those in manual mode than you do when you're in the automatic. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go the opposite way of everybody else, I think. At least I'm going to try it. There we go. See if maybe we can do something different here. Z06 is a good Z06. There's some verbals for you. So I think those plugs might have been the answer. I don't know why. So I started to test them with multimeter, put it on ohms and at 20K, and if you I put some alligator clips on the end of the plug, and with the negative cable I touched the electrode at the tip. You should get a reading somewhere between 4.5, 4.6, somewhere around there, maybe up to 6.5 or something like that. That's not a guarantee that the plug's good or bad, but if you get a weird number like 140 something or something like that, odds are you have a bad plug. But most of the plugs tested out okay. So still not sure on that, but like I said, that's not a full 100% proof, test that it's good or bad. Obviously, when you got the plugs under load, that will change some things too. So, but all I can tell you is that when I had this issue, this car would not drive like it just did. That was a nice little straightaway, and the road's in Mexico. But that gave you a chance to listen to the AWE exhaust. This thing sounds phenomenal, I'll tell you what. It's one of the better exhausts for the money. I really like it. It's I had a C7 base before this, a 3LT Z51, and I put the Borla X-pipe on that one, and I love that. That sounded really good too. But I kept the back end, the stock axle back on that. And then I also had a 2009 base Z51, Z51 on that one too, whatever. Pretty much they're all fully loaded. In that one I put a what did I put on that one? The MagnaFlow. On that one I didn't do the X-pipe, I just put the axle back on it, and that sounded really good too. But this AWE to me sounds the best. I think it, for the bang for the buck, it's really not bad at all. A lot of people like the Corsairs, those are good. The Borlas are great too, I like those. On the C8s, it's a whole different world and everything's pretty expensive. It's one of the reasons why I like the C7. It's still easy to work on for the most part. Parts are all available. But the reason why I mostly keep this is because this is a very rare car. Sure, it's a C7 Z06, there's a lot of those. But this was the 65th anniversary. There was only 650 made. Out of those, 150 went out of the US, 500 stayed here. This one came out of Canada, Ontario. So it's one of 49, and Z06s, there were probably only, maybe 15 to 20 that even went to Canada. So like I said, this is even rarer yet. But in retrospect, there were still 650 made, so if you ever got one, or seen one, a lot of people never even seen them on the road. They only came in one color, ceramics matrix gray. It's the only color you came in. With the carbon 65 is a $15,000 package at the time, where you got the carbon solid spoiler in the rear, be one solid piece. Hold on, we got to get a little. You gotta love that. just got to enjoy that when you can. I'm sure most of you understand that one. Anyways, the Carbon 65 65th anniversary. First ones obviously were 1953. They only came in white with red interior. So if you like that that ensemble, that was a good pick because that's all you got. Same thing in this. Just like the 70th anniversary on the C8s, ceramics matrix gray again they did on there, so it's the only color they made them in. So this car they basically built this one and they turned it into the ZR1, the diamond stitch top on the roof and on the interior part, the Tacoma blue calipers, which were mostly only used on the older ZR1s, the C6s. So once again, everything in this car top of the line made with all the creature features. But anyway, so a very nice car. These are worth a little bit more just because they're rare, but I keep thinking it's time to get a C8 Z06. ZR1s are nice, ZR1Xs are even nicer, but price-wise way out of my league, and quite honestly I don't take them to the track or anything, so I'm just a daily driver, weekend fun toy, you know, weekend warrior. Where are you going to use all that horsepower, you know? Driving around like this. So I think the Z06 is about the perfect spot for me personally. Your results could vary for you. Nice little low rider right there. Anyway, so I'm considering it, but I really hate to sell this. It's PPF'd all the way across. I just did the detailing, ceramic coating, the whole bit. So it's looking good again. Well, it always looks good, but it's really looking good now. I try to keep an eye on what these things go for, and I've seen them in the basically about the upper 80s to hell, even in the mid 100s, 110s, 115s. I don't know, this one's in really good shape, well taken care of. But it's all in the eye of the beholder, right? There we go. We'll get some of those verbals. You can get some of those in automatic mode in sport or track, but it's not as pronounced as when you're doing the manual shifting, which I like those. Keeps the DODs out, so take care of that. But so I got to say, on this test drive, looks like the spark plugs were the answer. So I'll put if you just curiosity, if you've run into this issue, leave me a comment. Let me know what happened to you and what solved your issue. But in my case, it definitely seems like it's the plugs. The stock wires are pretty good, so those usually don't go bad, but they can. Coils can go bad, obviously. But in my case here, I think that did the trick. So I think I got the plugs for, I don't know, 60, mid 60s, $65, $66 shipped for the 8 plugs. But needed some tools, of course, so probably all together with the oil and the ratchets and everything, I probably spent closer to $175 to $200. Of course, and I did all the work, but if you took it to a Chevy dealer, I'm sure you'd be closer to $500 or something like that, $400 or $500. So it's up to you. If you've got the knowledge and the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and got some tools, and quick jocks never hurt, you definitely could do this all on your own. But like I said, let me know if you've run into this or what happened to you. But in my case, spark plugs were good. So hopefully I never have to change them again. School's back in session. One needs to be a good boy around these parts. School started last week, I think. So you can see for the kindergarten stuff, they're already coming to pick them all up. Actually, no, school ends probably about a half hour, so they're already lined up now just to get a good spot. One last little hoorah before we get back home. Definitely sounds better. It was the plugs. Ye freaking high. Z06 feels better now. Yeah, just cut my grass. Looks good. And there we go.